Our Truck Series career begins today in NASCAR 25 with an unexpected twist where we thought we were going to be racing for Tricon Garage for this season, but over the offseason, they bought out my contract as they would sign on Tony Breidinger, who would bring more sponsorship. Now, working through a settlement with the team, they agreed to build our trucks as Top Tier Racing would continue to climb the ladder with more funding from Toyota Racing Development to help advance my career. So a huge thank to that team from moving up from ARCA to the Truck Series, and we were able to work something out with Tricon Garage. So they are going to be building our trucks. Now we're going to be a little bit slow off the get-go because this was a last moment kind of situation that came up, but you see what we're racing this season, the number 10 SKF blue, white, and black Toyota Tundra being built by Tricon, but of course the overall team remains as Top Tier Racing in that unexpected off-season twist. I am so excited as we were hiring some more employees for this team, but I'm super excited to prove Tricon Garage wrong and win races come hopefully mid-season, and right off the bat hopefully be able to beat their unexpected last-second signing of Tony Breidinger, who will drive the number 5 truck. She simply brought on more sponsorship, and they felt like it was going to be cheaper overall to buy my contract out and, well, take on Tony Breidinger. So it's going to cost them money, but they expect the sponsorship to be worth more value come the end of this season. Not the hurdle I expected and wanted to get myself into as we kick off things here from Daytona, and we were ready to go qualifying in this brand new Top Tier Racing number 10 SKF Toyota Tundra now, and it's going to be interesting because, like I said, although our trucks are being built by Tricon, with it being a last second thing, it's going to take a while for them to get the more competitive equipment into our garage. Can confirm, in ARCA you of course had a limit of level 5 equipment. It goes up to I think level 7 in the Truck Series, so it's really cool that the levels keep increasing, so it's going to cost you more money as well as we come through into qualifying. I knew we were going to be last in qualifying. We are at level 1 everything for Daytona, and sure enough we are dead last in qualifying. It was a current prospect, Corey Heim, on pole position. Not a surprise there. Now, of course, at the Tricon Garage team as we come into Friday night under the lights. A lot of night racing in the Truck Series, of course, that you're going to see, which better for or for worse, the night racing that looks a little weird. But nonetheless, I was excited to kick off this new season with that unexpected change in the offseason. I feel like we're coming into this season with a lot to prove. Our ladder up the, of course, NASCAR stable has not been very smooth. It's not been easy, but we are here to prove everybody wrong here now as we continue to try and continue the quest to be the first Canadian champion in anything in NASCAR now, as we're going to start from the back of the grid, and our Truck Series career is officially underway. The green flag is out and we're racing here from Daytona International Speedway. 2 races under our belt at this track in the ARCA Series. One was horrific with a massive crash. The other one actually got away with a top 10 result, so hopefully we can keep up some success here. Now, stage racing and playoffs, 2 new implementations that we are going to have to learn in this season. Now, of course, 3 stages, and we're running 13% length races, so stage 1 and 2 are only going to be a few laps of racing, and then stage 3 is a bit lengthier. Now, you guys let me know down below if you want me to keep the same race length or make it a little bit longer, where we maybe add it to 25% races, and then we can get some pit stops as well, stuff like that. We'll be seeing that in Xfinity when I jump up to 25% races for Xfinity anyways, but if you guys do want me to maybe make the truck races a bit longer, I can absolutely do that starting in episode 3 of this season. I've already recorded the first 2 as we head down this front straightaway through this trial, completing lap 1, but with the Super Speedway, the stages are super short. It's only a couple of laps of racing on 13% length now as we head down into turn 1, pushing Caleb Costner as well to the inside of the 42 of Matt Mills now, and you're going to notice in the Truck Series a lot of part-time drivers that are going to be competitive, like the Kyle Busch. He's going to be in the field, and Kyle Larson, the first 2 names that right off the bat come to mind as drivers that we're going to have to watch out for as we head down this back straightaway here for the final time in stage 1, right up to the back of Josh Bilicki here into turn number 3, and we're up into the top 31, but overall, I mean, just kind of biding our time, being careful. We know these races at these super speedways can get pretty wild, but as we head down the front straightaway for the final time in stage number 1, to the line, it's going to be P30 right at the line there, and your stage 1 is complete with Parker Kligerman actually picking up the win in that number 75 Chevrolet Silverado. So a good stage win for him. As for myself, I mean, we did what we needed to do. We got the car or the truck back in one piece, and we can focus in on stage number 2, which officially gets underway. Same situation as stage 1, just a couple of laps here in this second stage. So it's just kind of a get everything you can get right off the bat here. Now as you got Clay Greenfield in the number 95, I was hoping to get down to the inside, but the 44 says absolutely no. Josh Bilicki fills that hole, but now I'm clear to the bottom, so we get down as so far right off the bat. I found the racing here in the Truck Series to be a bit calmer than the Super Speedway racing in ARCA at Daytona. Now, of course, we've only had a couple of laps of racing to kind of let things play out, so we'll have to wait until Stage 3 to really get an idea of how the Super Speedway racing is going to be. But, of course, as a rookie in the Truck Series, we have got a lot to prove. We are going to get a lot more experience with, of course, larger tracks this season. Next race is going to be Atlanta. We are going to be doing 3 truck races per episode here, so we're going down from 4 or 5 in ARCA to just 3 races here in trucks, but coming to the final lap of stage number 2, and we've entered the top 30 at this point now, and then just kind of, you know, trying to be methodical about the moves that I'm making here, because you can see the outside lane not really doing a whole lot now as they start to go 3 wide up there in front of us now. So some trucks going for that 3rd lane, trying to make it work. You got one truck right here really dropping back on the exit of turn 2. That was what, Josh Rayom, I believe, and we'll jump actually up in front of him down this front straightaway. And I kind of think about it, do I want to go back to the top or the bottom? I went back down to the bottom and then jumped to the top, coming back out of turn 4, giving a shot to the back of Luke Fenhouse as we come through the tri-oval. It's going to be P26 in stage number 2, so just a few positions gained here and there is making a big difference there. As Caden Honeycutt, one of the potential title threats this season, is going to win stage number 2, so a playoff point to his name as we'll get ready for the 3rd and final stage here from Daytona International Speedway. No crashes yet. Everyone's been nice and clean, as of course Truck Series usually a step up in talent level in terms of drivers controlling their vehicles compared to ARCA, but we do know, of course, Truck Series can get pretty chaotic as well in its own right, so we're not safe from any chaos here, to say the least. We kick things off here on stage number 3, lap 5, and we've got, of course, over 10 laps of racing in this race, so we have got plenty of time for things to kind of sort itself out. So stage 1 and 2 is pretty short, but they give you a decent chunk of racing in stage number 3 to kind of let things play out and do what you need to do. As we get a run down this back straightaway, we've got a bit of a push from behind. We're going to go to the outside of the 76 of Spencer Boyd, Fenhouse as well, and everyone's kind of focused in on this inside line right now. Now we start to see some 2x2 up in front of us, but this was a golden opportunity for me to gain some track position into the top 25. Greenfield there behind Jake Garcia. A lot of prospects in the field, of course. Garcia, Heim, just to name a couple, as we head down this front stretch. Honeycutt as well as we come through the tri-oval, looking for some more help from behind. And bump drafting, I love the bump drafting on the super speedways in this game, and the career mode is a lot of fun, not only from myself giving the bump drafts to drivers in front of me, but the AI giving it to me as well, as we're now behind, I guess you could call it an alliance teammate now of Gio Ruggiero in the Tricon Tundra. Now, of course, we're not officially racing for Tricon anymore, but they are an alliance team. They are building our equipment here, so definitely going to work with Tricon trucks if we can, even though I felt like I've been kind of done dirty by them, as we head down into turn 3 behind the 3-time champ of Matt Craft in there, and actually had a bit of a checkup, and that kind of cost me some time, so we'll get in behind Dawson Sutton here as we come to lap 9 at this point, and about 5 laps or so to go in this race, and we are running about 24, so top 25. I would like to be doing better, but I was struggling to kind of find my way forward here, to be honest, and just kind of biding my time, waiting for the right opportunities now to open up here, as you've got another prospect of Lane Riggs in the number 34 in the middle there, as we're going to pass him now through 1 and 2, and we might even be able to get into the top 20. There's that number 5 truck on the outside of Tony Briding, or the one that stole our ride, and that's my feelings anyways. Well, we would pass her, and then we actually got ourselves in the middle lane here on the exit of turn 4. We're making some contact there with Perez. He goes around there as I lost it on the exit of turn 4. We saved it. Caution's going to fly for the first time for cause here tonight under the lights in Daytona. That was all on me. me, the truck was getting pretty loose on the exit of turn 4, and you saw me bounce off the 88 of Crafton a couple of times, and unfortunately, I was also bouncing off the right front of the 77, spinning him into the infield. Not what I wanted to do in my rookie debut in the Truck Series was cause the one and only incident so far as we come back to the green flag, and this would actually take us into a 2-lap sprint for the checkered flag. Parker Kligerman up front, could he maybe seal the deal and get a win in Daytona? Of course, he actually won this race in real life, if I remember correctly, in the Truck Series in 2025, so what a story it would be if he won in the game and he wouldn't have to worry about failing inspection as we roll through 1 out of turn 2. That slow restart still an issue in this game. Down the back straightaway doesn't help, of course, that we have the 1 level engine and well, level 1 everything as we hit down this back stretch into turn number 3, and the white flag is approaching to the inside of the 76 there. We'll split through the middle and actually catch the outside wall, though we slide across the racetrack. Fortunately, no one was to the inside, and we save it now. We're down to 22nd. Hopefully, some help coming from behind. We need a bump draft now. Coming to the white flag. Here comes the bump, and look at the momentum we're gaining. 1 lap to go here from our Truck Series debut in Daytona. Where do I take it? Well, I stay in line behind the 34 of Riggs. I could have went 3 wide top, but I didn't feel like I was going to have any help, and if you don't have help, you're going nowhere. So now you see a 3rd lane forming on this final lap here from Daytona. It's getting spicy as we roll through 1 out of turn 2. There's Brent Cruz, another prospect that's going to be working his way up through the field and through the ladder of NASCAR, and I feel like he's going to be someone I'm competing against on road courses for hopefully wins this season as they're 3 wide into turn number 3. Can we get a top 20 on debut night here in the Truck Series? That would be a very, very just good box to check off for myself. Out of turn 4, smoke up ahead. They're trying to crash. They save it. Parker Kligerman through the tri-oval is going to take victory in Daytona to the line. P17 right at the last second for us in debut. I am quite satisfied with that, to be completely honest. Could not have gone much better as Kligerman wins over Enfinger, Corey LaJoy, Matt Mills, Gio Ruggiero, the top finishing Tricon truck, Roper, Crafton, Frankie Munitz in the top 10, Honeycutt, and Connor Mosak as well, all in the top 10 to finish things out. Corey Heim actually dropped down the order, never even noticed him, and he had actually dropped almost outside of the top 25 there. So we gained almost 1,000 rep for our performance here, and going into the next race in Atlanta, there's actually a pretty big bug, unfortunately, in Atlanta for the Truck Series specifically. Only it seems to be in career mode, so you're going to see what I'm talking about here in just a moment, but it's pretty significant. But you see the social media there following this race, and we would actually have an option here after Daytona to attend a young driver event or a hockey game. They must know I'm Canadian because, of course, I would love to go to a hockey game, but for just advancing my career, we're actually going to choose to attend the young driver event and just continue to get our name out there. We do get as well $2,000 for going to this event, and there we go, $2,000 into the bank as we've still got quite a bit of money, over $300,000, and we can now at least upgrade to a level 2 everything, and that's what I'm going to do. And we're not going to use that for Atlanta because it's a super speedway. We don't need an upgraded truck to hang on there, so we're going to invest all these upgrades into Las Vegas. You hear those sounds in the background. That's the actual just garage ambiance, and it's really cool that they got that in there. It's just a nice little immersion touch kind of thing. But yeah, I would end up going level 2 everything, and maybe I could have waited a race to do this, but I mean, my brain wasn't really thinking about that at the time. So yeah, we would just invest into level 2 everything for the Las Vegas race, which is gonna still leave us with a good chunk of change, well over $250,000. Now you actually get 2 truck bays in of course the Truck Series now, and I'll dive into that after this race and kind of show you guys that as well. But we come into Echo Park Speedway, Atlanta Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it, and we're gonna jump into qualifying where we're still running our level 1 truck for this track, and that means we are gonna qualify last. I was actually pretty loose in qualifying. I was sliding all over the place, so it was not an easy qualifying as we went down the front straightaway, crossing the stripe it's going to be P36 here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. And yeah, obviously I would expect Corey Heim maybe to be on pole position. Yes, he is. Corey Heim, another pole for the number 11 Tricon Garage Toyota Tundra now, as we've got some work to do coming into the race. So you guys might be wondering now, what is the bug that I'm talking about here in Echo Park? So I'm hoping this is something that gets fixed as soon as possible, but unfortunately it was not fixed by the time it was time for me to do this race. So you're going to notice as we take the green flag, everything is going to be fine all the way through this front straightaway in 1 and 2, and then you'll just wait a few moments now as we take the green flag from dead last here. Now stage 1, only a few laps, 3 laps of racing in stage number 1 compared to Daytona of 2, another super speedway style race that I was really looking forward to, because I think Atlanta puts on some of the craziest super speedway racing in this game. However, as I head down the back straightaway towards turn number 3, just simply watch this. As we go into the corner, everything's fine, hold on, and boom! The car just goes straight into the outside wall. So, not sure what causes that. I attempted this multiple times to try and fix it, turning driving assist on, changing setups. I basically did everything possible and nothing would fix it. So into turn 3, you're going to notice it's immediate. It's like an abrupt, like almost like the trunk bounces and then you just go straight up the racetrack. So not sure when this is going to be fixed, but this is probably the biggest bug that I've found in the game so far from my experience, and it ruined the race for me. I couldn't do anything because I have to just let off the throttle massively in turn 3 and 4 and just wait for the trunk to not hit the wall and then throttle up. So that was it. Corey Heim won stage 1, and I knew my race was already over, and it very, very frustrating there. And we just have to wait and get to the end of this race and accept that, yeah, there's a bit of a bug in the game there. So if you are doing Truck Series in career mode right now, or about to be doing it, just be aware of that. Now, fortunately, NASCAR 25, I do want to give them a big shout out to their dev team. They have been rolling out patches like every day since the release of this game, fixing a lot of stuff. So although there's this bug here, this was recorded before any of these patches, but I just want to give them a huge shout out because they are working hard on getting updates out to this game, and it shows you that they are on it, they care, and they want to make sure the game is as polished as possible. So of course I'm very thankful that they're actually rolling out these updates as quick as they are. But yeah, I mean, you see, I can't do anything. So really, really unfortunate and frustrating at this point. So we just had to ride around, and at the end of stage 2, his stage winner, it was Corey Heim again. He swept the first couple of stages, and I knew for me it was just, you know, gonna be riding around for the rest of the race, and all the focus is already in on Las Vegas and what can we do there. So I would actually pit for tires and feel, because we had nothing to lose. I'm like, you never know, maybe pitting will save me, but it did not. So as we would start stage number 3, heading down the back straightaway behind Norm Benning into the corner, and it's going to be the exact same situation again. It's very noticeable. It's like I said, you hit a bounce right there. It bounces and then it goes straight, and I actually keep it off the wall, lifting enough, but obviously it didn't matter. That was it for me. We come to lap 10 and I'm just still riding around. Somehow Corey Heim is in control of this race. I would have loved to have been up there racing in this pack because it looks so much fun racing at Atlanta in the pack. It's a lot of fun. I've done it messing around in quick race as well, and it's awesome. But obviously we're not going to get to do that here. So just hanging on to the very end of this race, and it's still the likes of Heim up front, and actually no, Corey Heim, he's actually lost the lead as we come through now at 3 and 4 down the front straightaway, just bringing this thing home at this point. The leaders have already taken the checkered flag, and it was Ben Rhodes that did dethrone Heim for the win, and we would end up dead last. So on the bright side, I haven't had any bugs like this since this track, so hopefully we can move on from this. And Ben Rhodes, as you can see, picks up the win. So he, of course, joins Parker Kligerman in the playoffs now as Gio Ruggiero, runner-up, Kyle Larson up there, Frankie Muniz in the top 5. How about that from Frankie Muniz? A great effort there, as we can now see the playoff standings. So you can see the playoff points they have there, and then, of course, it shows the cutoff line and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, obviously not the start start to the season we want, 30th in the standings. Daytona was okay, but obviously a bug ruins our race in Atlanta. And we're going to now upgrade some more parts on the car. After this race, we should have actually level 3, so I would decide to actually wait that out. But you can see now when you have more than one bay in the garage for your team, you can see this right here. You got bay 1, you got bay 2, so 2 trunks to work with, and you can choose a workload, of course, for both of the trucks. And then we would actually hire a new employee, Daniel Lee, to get more work points onto our team, because I mean, if you get another bay in your roster, you're going to need more work points. But basically, you get the 2 work bays, and you just simply have to prepare work for both of them for the upcoming races, and choose which bay, which truck you want to give the better parts to. And of course, eventually, as you get more funding, you're going to be able to afford to get the top parts on both bays. It's a pretty straightforward process. Now, what wasn't straightforward was my truck. In qualifying, it's going in the wrong direction into the outside wall. I completely lose it in 3 and 4, 2 loose, and around we go, and that is going to be 3 consecutive races of qualifying last. But I have a lot more hope coming into this one than I did in Atlanta that we can actually work our way forward here. So I think we're only going to get better after this race, because we're going to be able to get some better parts next episode. But we're running level 2 everything. This is a truck that's got level 2 equipment on it, so that was pretty frustrating. The first thing I did was put it into the wall after spinning out. But I actually got called out after qualifying by Matt Crafton, 3-time champion, who said I was a bit reckless on the track so far. Of course, he's probably not happy about the fact that I ran into him at Daytona, but he certainly had some choice words there. As we can focus in now on Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now green flag is out under the sunset. It's going to be under the lights here very soon as we get things underway now. So now we have some high hopes, I feel like, for this race. I feel like this is a race where we're probably not going to finish as good as we did in Daytona, but we can at least start to work our way forward and get a bit more acclimated with the proper racing of the truck series with some of these drivers, and hopefully be able to kind of use this race specifically as a bit of a stepping stone to work our way forward. Every time you jump up a series in this career mode, it's going to be like this for the first 4 or 5 races at least. You're going to be struggling, and you got to get your vehicle upgraded. So you just got to be patient, and you just got to keep a clean nose on the trunk. Don't be hitting things, because of course you want to keep a clean as possible race, especially early on, because even though we're coming into this season with over $300,000 with this team to work on these trucks, when we get to level 7 upgrades, they're like $50,000 a piece. We're not going to see that in this episode, but you will see it in the next one, where we do get access to level 7 upgrades, and they are expensive. You're going to blow through $300,000 in a matter of about 45 seconds. So yeah, $300,000. If you think you're coming out of ARCA with like a few hundred thousand, trust me, it's not that much. So I originally thought, I was like, okay, we're balling out here, we're gonna have a lot of money. No, that's not the situation. So it's gonna be a crawl forward as we pass the number 5 of Breidinger, and proving Tricon, hey, maybe I was your guy. Maybe you should have actually, saw the contract out and not bought my contract out, because I feel like we're proving right off the bat, just passing the number 5, even though it's for 30th, we're clearly a little bit better as we exit turn 4, and this is also not a top tier truck like the number 5 has, as we're going to take P30 in stage 1. Corey Heim again wins. I would expect to see him win this race. Now, he's of course gone winless in the first 2 races to, of course, Parker Kligerman as well as Ben Rhodes, but now he's got just a normal, typical NASCAR race to kind of pounce and get himself to victory lane. As you can see, as we come into stage 2, the lighting abruptly changes into nighttime as we kick things off here now from the 30th position. So we gain 6 spots in the opening stage. The question is, how much further can we take this number 10 SKF Toyota Tundra here in stage number 2? I feel like we can maybe aim for a 25th 26 kind of area. I feel like a top 25 is doable as we head down this back straightaway here now, and got a bit of a draft and actually put myself into the wall. Fortunately, it actually doesn't really slow me down this time as we head down into turn number 3, and there's Breidinger on the inside working her way forward now as we drop to the 31st position. But hold on, momentum lost. We gain some ground and on just about everybody right here in our vicinity now, and we're going to get ourselves back into the top 30 with 2 to go in stage number 2 now, down in into turn number 1. Corey Heim continues to lead the way and in full control of the pace of this race. Is anybody surprised? Absolutely not now, as we continue to work our way forward, and we got ourselves up into 29th as we came out of turn 4. Run on the number 5, Kane's Tundra to the line. Heim takes stage 2. It'll be P29 here in the second stage, as Breidinger was just barely able to hold us off. Now, as we'll go into stage 3, and now we've got some proper laps and green flag racing to let things play out. But Corey Heim, right off the bat this season, even though he hasn't won, he is already racking up the playoff points with the stage wins that he is accumulating. He's already won like 4 stages in just 3 races now, as we get back underway for the third and final stage here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway now. And I'm hopeful we can still aim for that kind of top 25 area now, as honestly the truck was a lot of fun to race here in Las Vegas, and the mile and a halves are super fun, and just the way the vehicles drive in this game, they're just awesome, and I just love just ripping anywhere on these tracks. But of course, if I can get up towards the outside wall, which we haven't really done yet, we're going to take that opportunity now as we get cleared by the number 2 into turn number 3, and now as we head into the corner, we're going to kind of run that middle lane here and let the momentum come to us now as we exit turn 4, run on the 5 and the 2, we'll split to the inside, we'll take a 3 wide down through this tri-oval, cut down onto the apron here, starting lap 8 at this point now with 10 laps to go. Here's our spotter Josh Williams informs us into turn number 1, Corey Heim continues to lead. And we got a nice run here. We'll hopefully clear this number 2 on the exit of the corner, which we would, and then I would move back up to the middle lane here and just start to try and get that momentum rolling. And look at the ground we gain on Jack Wood here through the trial. We'll come into the start of lap 10 at this point. We're going to be 3 wide on the outside. Now just 2 wide now, as Spencer Boyd was going to take Frankie Muniz 3 wide out in front of us now. As I mean, great as usual AI racing here in this game. It doesn't matter what series it is, AI racing is absolutely phenomenal. As we continue now to the end of lap 10, and now I am ripping to the outside outside of turn 4, 3 wide here down the front straightaway. Johnny Sauter just in front of us, and then I'm actually going to show the nose to the outside of him through 1 and 2. Jack Wood going forward. Great 3 wide racing. They always say they race harder for 25th than they do up front sometimes, and I feel like it's true right now, but I do get in the outside wall just a little bit and lose the momentum, but it might come back in our favor right here, because through 3 and 4, the 3 wide, Jack Wood on the top, and now we're going to have the run. Why not take a 4 wide through the front straightaway, tri-oval down onto the apron. The 33 of Muniz is even going onto the apron here as we head down into turn number 1. Someone has to lift. Nobody lifts. We continue to keep it matted into 1. We glide up the racetrack a little bit now. Jack Wood backs out of it. Will clear both Sauter and Muniz. Sauter comes fighting back with the momentum on the top. He would then take it to the bottom as I was able to clear him through 3 and 4, and he would repass me with a few laps to go. And now I'm right on the back bumper of him, but unfortunately, as we couldn't complete the pass, we would have to wait to the front straightaway with just a few laps to go in this race. Now to the inside again at the 66, and there's Spencer Boyd just up in front. Jack Wood ready to pounce behind us now. Can we clear Sauter? Yes, we do. Back into the 24th position. It might be for 24th, but it is absolutely fantastic racing, as now Jack Wood would get up my inside, and unfortunately he just had more pace at this moment than I did, and he's going to pass us through 3 and 4. We do fight back with the momentum off the top, but is it going to be enough as we come through to the final lap of racing here from Las Vegas now? And Corey Heim has no competition. He has led every lap. He qualified pole position. He has won all the stages, and as he exits turn 4, Corey Heim is going to put himself in the NASCAR Truck Series playoffs. He picks up the victory here from Las Vegas, as we're having an all-time scrap here with Jack Wood and maybe Spencer Boyd through 3 and 4 for the final time. Do we have anything? We could stay high. I'm going to try and cross over to the bottom, which I think was a mistake in the end of the day, and it's going to be P25 coming to the line. That was awesome. That was so much fun racing with those guys here in Vegas. I am so excited for the next episode, because we also got some short track racing on the way. But Corey Heim, he takes victory over Lane Riggs by about 7.5 tenths of a second. Smith and Ankrum and Kyle Busch in the top 5. Honeycutt there, Enfinger, Hemrick all up in the top 10 as well, as we would make only $7,000 profit for our finish. And now our parts are worn out a little bit, so we'll focus more on that next episode and fixing those up and whatnot. But as well, we got another opportunity for more simulator time or a podcast appearance. And I decided, you know what, I wouldn't mind being on a podcast, but you know, the simulator time's also pretty cool. I would end up going with the podcast appearance, though. It gives me more reputation, it gets us closer to Xfinity. We've got our level 2 truck fixed up mostly for next episode, but we still have a level 1 truck, and I decided, okay, we've now unlocked level 3, so let's buy some level 3 parts for this truck to get us a little bit further ahead going into next episode, where we will of course have 3 more races again coming your way. So some last second upgrades here that's going to continue to cost us about $10,000 or so a piece, and that continues to drain our funding, but I mean, it's crucial to run well early in the season in case we don't win races. Maybe we can point our way into the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting. Next episode, we've got a few short tracks. We've got Bristol, we've got Martinsville, we've got as well Homestead, Miami, so 1.5 miles as well, which I would like the level 3 parts to use in Homestead, Miami. But there you see the playoff grid to round out this episode. Ankrum currently the last driver in, Heim, Kligerman, Rhodes all locked in. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching, and have yourselves a great day.